Hi friends, a very common question that many of our students ask us, I've seen this also in the live sessions, is how many problems to solve for your GATE preparation? Again, if you ask me personally or ask any of our mentors, we would say that this is an incorrect question to ask in the first place. A more appropriate question could be how to improve your problem solving skills for GATE. Because if you're improving your problem solving skills and if you have the right problem solving skills for GATE, then you don't require much of a practice. And it really doesn't matter whether you solve 5,000 questions, 10,000 questions, 20,000 questions. As long as you're not improving your problem skills, the number of problems does not matter. Or in other words, you could say, how many problems do you need to build problem solving skills? That's also a very interesting way of posing this question. So we have done a recent live session that I'll also link to in the description section, which is available on our YouTube channel, which is specifically focusing on this question, which is how to improve problem solving skills for GATE. Because once you have the problem solving skills and the right foundations, solving questions become easy. Given a new question, you can easily solve it if you have the right foundations and if you have the problem solving skills themselves, right? So now, first and foremost, if you want to improve your problem solving skills, the conceptual clarity is the must, right? There is no escaping this fact. If you don't know the concepts, if you don't have a clear-cut clarity on how each of the concepts work internally, it doesn't matter how many problems you solve, you will never be able to get a complete grip on the subject and be able to crack GATE. That's why in most of our course videos at the Applied GATE course, we make sure that we create these videos with a lot of conceptual and applied clarity. And most of these videos are based on standard textbooks. If you have time, please feel free to read standard textbooks if time permits. If you don't have time and if you're a course enrolled student, most of our videos are created using 3 to 4 standard textbooks for every subject, primarily because we believe that if you have the conceptual clarity and if you practice problems smartly, then you can crack GATE fairly easily. Second thing is, it really doesn't matter whether you're solving 1,000 questions, 3,000 questions, 5,000 questions, 10,000 questions, or even 20,000 questions. What matters is not just the volume, but the variety of questions that you're solving. Because when you solve a wide variety of problems, some easy, some medium, some hard, some tricky, some from different textbooks, when you solve a wide variety of problems, and when you work towards improving your problem solving skills, then it really doesn't matter how many problems you solve, right? That is the key. Solving a wide variety of problems. Of course, some volume is important, but variety is more important. And when you're solving problems, always use some of the techniques that we have discussed in this live session on improving your problem solving skills. Even if you solve 5,000 problems, a wide variety of 5,000 problems, but if you're not constantly improving in your problem solving skills, it doesn't matter. So solving a variety of problems, a good enough volume, while improving your problem solving skills constantly is what matters in the real world. Now, we have seen some examples. Let me give you some examples. We have seen some students who have solved 10,000 problems over the last 2 years of their GATE preparation. And some of them have even solved these 10,000 problems multiple times. But while solving these problems, they have not built the problem solving ability. Remember, the problem solving ability is the most important thing that you have to build when you're solving thousands of problems. On the other hand, and they've not cracked GATE, by the way, because what they do is they try to tackle a problem, they put some little bit of effort into it. Once they can't solve it, they just go see the solution. That way, they're not building the problem solving skills. On the other hand, we have seen students just in the last year, again, you can see this in some of our success story interviews also, students who said that we have just practiced about 1,000 problems. And these 1,000 problems are a wide variety of problems. And while solving these problems, they struggled. Again, 2 very important things that we describe in the live session, which we did recently, is please struggle through the problem. Don't just see the solution. It is a process of struggling to arrive at the solution that will improve your problem solving skills. Just seeing the solution does not help. So as I told you, we have students who have solved 10,000 problems, just seen the solutions or heard the solutions when somebody solved them. No, you will not. You're not building the most important skill, which is problem solving. Please struggle through it. And still, if you're not able to solve it, debug why you're not able to solve. Do you have a conceptual gap? Did you make a silly mistake? Again, all this part of struggling and debugging, we have described it in a lot of steps. I think we gave about 6 or 7 very important steps that you can follow to improve your problem solving skills. Please follow them. So if you solve even just 1,000 problems, a wide variety of 1,000 problems, and follow some of the steps that we have described in the other live session, you stand a much better chance of cracking GATE than just blindly solving some 10,000 problems. Okay. Another thing, very importantly, because GATE requires considerable amount of effort, you have to manage your time wisely. Let me give you a simple estimate. Imagine a student who is trying to solve 10,000 problems. On an average, if you solve these problems properly, if you struggle through these problems, and when you're not able to solve it, you debug it, go back to the concepts, revise those concepts, etc. You take on an average an average student would take about 6 minutes per problem. Of course, when you're learning these concepts the first time, you take more time. Gradually, you'll take less time. So I'm saying on an average, you'll take about 6 minutes per problem. Remember, in the GATE examination itself, you're given roughly about 3 minutes per problem on average. Right? So again, when you're learning the concept, you'll make mistakes, you'll struggle through it. So all of that takes about 6 minutes per problem. And if you target to solve 10,000 problems, that would require 60,000 minutes. Simple math. And what is 60,000 minutes? 1,000 hours. And what is 1,000 hours? You have to put in 4 hours per day for about 8 to 9 months. Only on problems. Remember, this is just on problems. You have to put in 4 hours a day. Now, my question here is, now what about learning the concepts? What about revising the concepts from your notes? If you're putting in 4 hours per day, where is the time as a working professional or as a student who is going to college? Where is the time to focus on concepts and revision? Right? So don't bother too much about solving some 10,000 or 20,000 problems. Right? So please use your time and effort very, very wisely. As far as problem solving is concerned, please solve a wide variety of problems. Debug why you're not able to solve a problem and work on it. Struggle through the problem solving instead of just seeing the solutions. Again, cater sufficient time for learning concepts, because if you don't know the concepts, there is no point in solving 5,000 or 10,000 problems. You'll not be able to solve new problems in the examination. Also, allocate sufficient time for revision, which is what a lot of people don't account for in their GATE preparation. So what we suggest you, this is like an approximate averaging. Some students might require less time, some students slightly more time. For content itself, for learning the concepts through video content or reading textbooks, whatever path you're choosing, try to spend about 500 hours approximately. Like our whole course content is under this time. Do not waste time on thousands of hours of content that some institutes might recommend you. Because if you're spending thousands of hours on content, you don't have time for practice. You have to balance learning the concepts and problem solving and revision, all of it. So a simple rule of thumb is, please don't waste time on just going through the content. Because if you don't practice problem solving, again, you will not crack it. So a good rough estimate for an average student is about 400 to 500 hours of time that they can spend on understanding the concepts through course videos or reading textbooks, etc. Right? As far as problem solving is concerned, again, put in another 500 hours of effort on just problem solving and revision and things like that. And in 500 hours, you can max solve 4,000 to 5,000 problems if you're solving them genuinely by struggling to get to the solution yourself, by debugging your solution, by understanding your gaps and things like that. You can't solve more than this. I mean, for an average student. So total 500 plus 500 is 1,000 hours. Now 1,000 hours is what is an effort required by an average student for GATE preparation. Of course, if you're brilliant, you might just get through with 600 to 700 hours of preparation. If you're below average, you might require about 1,200 hours of preparation. Right? So that's why our course content also has less than approximately slightly less than 500 hours of content. So if you're trying to put in 1,000 hours of content, that is 4 hours a day of effort for about 8 months. 8 months is about 240 days. That's roughly about 1,000 hours of effort. Right? This is a more realistic allocation of time than just allocating some 1,000 hours just to solve some 10,000 problems. Right? Please allocate your time between learning concepts, revision, and problem solving. All three of them are important. Now, using all these important data points, now let's answer the initial question. So our suggestion that we'll suggest you is, first learn the concepts. Let's assume you learn a bunch of concepts, and then at the end of the week or so, probably you learn some 5 to 10 hours of concepts. Revise the concepts from the notes that you have made or the notes that you already have. practice questions. Practice a bunch of questions. Again, when you're practicing, try to practice even some medium level and some slightly harder questions also. Because now what's happening here is, because you're revising and practice at the end of the week, this is one revision of the concepts that you've learned, and you're revising through practice also, right? So typically in our course, these are like your practice questions that we have, or we have topic tests also which serve this purpose. Similarly, at the end of the month, when you've finished one subject, or when you're about to finish a subject, right? At the end of the month or the subject, revise the notes of the whole subject, again solve a bunch of problems. In our course structure, this is like your subject test, right? Similarly, at the end of every 3 months, once you complete 2-3 subjects, again revise the notes once and again solve a bunch of problems. Revision through problem solving is a phenomenal method, right? So again, we have in our course structure, we have multi-subject tests that serve this purpose. At the end, as you're coming closer and closer to the examination, revise your notes and again attempt mock tests, which are again practice problems, right? In this whole process, you will solve a few thousand problems. But remember that learning concepts, practicing and revising, all of them have to be intertwined. You can't do them separately one after the other. You have to intertwine all of them in this sort of neat structure. Now, given all these data points, now you might say, okay, all this is great, but what is a good number of problems that we should solve while we are trying to focus on the problem solving ability? Remember, please focus on the problem solving ability. Please go through the points that we mentioned in the live session that I've just discussed about. Roughly what we have seen for average students, 2,000 to 5,000 problems, if they've solved them well, if they've solved them, and while solving them, if they're focused on improving their problem solving ability, 2,000 to 5,000 problems is more than sufficient. That's why even in our course videos, in our whole Applied GATE course, there are roughly about 1,000 practice questions. There are 2,200, approximately 2,200 questions in the test series 2021. We'll again have another 2,200 to 2,500 questions in the test series 2022. This is how we designed this test series structure, keeping in mind the amount of effort that needs to be put into problem solving and on building the problem solving ability itself, right? So remember, very, very importantly, when you're solving these 2,000 to 5,000 problems, again, this is for average students. We have seen students who have just solved 1,000 problems and got a GATE rank below 300, right? So, I mean, that's completely plausible. Now, the 2,000 to 3,000 is a rough number that we are giving. But when you're solving these problems, please struggle through the solution. Don't look at the answer the first time you don't get it. Struggle through it a couple of times, at least 2 to 3 times. And if you're still not able to solve it, please debug what you're lacking. Are you lacking conceptual clarity? Are you making silly mistakes? Are you not drawing diagrams? And all these things that we described in the live session. Again, this whole 2,000 to 5,000 problems, the objective is to improve your problem solving skills, because that's what matters at the end of the day. If you have phenomenal problem solving skills, or if you're very good at problem solving in general, just solving 500 to 1,000 problems is more than sufficient for grade. If you already have strong problem solving skills, if you don't have them, then you would have to build it through about 2,000 to 5,000 problems. That's a wide range, I understand, but we have seen students across this wide range of skills and problem solving ability in the last 2 to 3 years. Cool. Again, very, very importantly, GATE preparation. GATE has vast syllabus. You got to be smart about allocating your resources. Please be smart. Don't fall into saying, hey, I will solve some 20,000 questions or 50,000 questions. That's not what matters. If you have the ability to solve GATE questions, you are done. You don't need to solve 20,000 or 10,000 or even 5,000 questions you don't need to solve. So allocate your time smartly, allocate your time between problem solving, between revision, between understanding the concepts, and all the best in your GATE preparation. I hope this sheds a new light on how to prepare smartly, in addition to how many hours of effort or how many questions to solve for GATE prep. Right? I hope, again, I went about in multiple directions to answer this question, because it is important to try to understand this question from a holistic perspective, because problems don't stand in isolation or in a vacuum. They're in the context of concepts. If you don't know concepts, you can't solve problems. If you don't revise, you can't solve problems. That's why I try to explain or answer this question in a more holistic fashion.